Take a nice little seat, get ready. Hey everybody, this is Charles Publer again, coming at you with another exciting yoga divine destiny. And this one's actually going to be about yoga for actually, knowing and being yourself. So we're going to go ahead, get a mat out, get ready, and we're going to go ahead and get this started. So what you want to first do is we're going to start off with just a nice little warm up. So go ahead, spread your knees across. Put your legs together, go into a nice little child's pose to start everything off. Make sure, I don't know, my pants, gotta fix that just in case. Just be yourself, just chill. Breathe in, catch your breath, just let it flow. Because, this is for being yourself. Just breathe in, breathe in. Once you kind of breathe a lot, you feel yourself, your whole body relaxing. Go ahead, go up. We're actually going to make our way to the top of the mat. We're going to start off with a little bit of sun salutations. So what we're going to do here is we're actually going to just spread our arms up. Breathe in. Kind of almost like I like to say like a big beach ball over your head so that way your shoulders aren't really too tense, but your arms are still up. And breathe in. And then we're going to fall down, bend our legs, bend our knees, bring our belly to our thighs. Just let it rest, Get that stretch in. If you're a little bit more advanced, you can actually go ahead and stretch out your knees a little bit more, Get that little extra stretch in. But just breathe. We're going to breathe out. Then we're going to breathe in. Come up again. Breathe out on the way up. Breathe in. Breathe out on the way down. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. And we're actually going to go ahead and step your feet back. Feet up or down. And shoulders over wrist. Go down. Keep your knees in. Go down the crocodile. An upward dog. Get a nice little stretch in because it's the first auto casa the day. Pedal the feet and go into a downward dog. And walk your way back up. Forward fold. Then bring it up, and then now we're actually going to go ahead and we're going to flow with this next one. So we're going to bring our hands up, breathe, bring our hands down. Going down to a forward fold. Put your hands on your knees. We're going to go ahead to a half, fold. And then go back down. Step our knees back, legs back again. Knees or toes. Bring it down. Breathe out. Breathe in, upward dog. Breathe out, downward dog. Just really get that stretch in. And walk your way up to the top again of the mat. We're going to do the same thing over again. So breathe in. Now that you already know it, you can just make it your own self. Breathe out, we'll come down. Forward fold. down. Step it back. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Downward dog. And we're going to step it. Just walk all the way up to the top of the mat. Forward fold. Immerse ourselves up. And stand in the middle of the mat. That was really just to get our body flowing, body warm, make any adjustments you got to make. For me, it seems like nothing but my pants was to fall down, so and I'm filming, so I got to make that adjustment. So then we're going to start the day off. We're going to start doing balances. And the reason I want to start off with balance, because this is actually for being yourself. I wanted to teach you a little something. So on the bottom of our feet, there's actually a chakra there. I like to call it HOC, but it's really, the energy of protection. So as we balance, what you want to do is you want to actually set up your protection and your hunting abilities. You want to make sure that everything's balanced in that way. So first we're going to start off, keep your left leg down, bring your right leg above or beneath. I'm going to do beneath this time. And just breathe. Understand that you are protected. And that if you need protection, just call on your protection energy. And just let that energy go out and let it flow to the universe. Because no matter what, even through death, you're still protected. Because you are made of an energy that is a combination of a lot of energies. All the way down from your very first ancestors, the very first, you can say, creation, all the way down to where you are now, which has made you a pretty special person. And with all those things and all those forces working for you, not against you, a lot of people like to call it God or the universe. But in essence, today, let's call it your protection. So then we're going to go ahead. We're going to actually put our legs across this one. We're going to sit down. We're just going to balance. We're just going to let go of all those negative thoughts of all the things that are stopping you, that are against letting you know that you are protection, because the mind is where everything starts. So if we can get there, get an understanding, then you'll be all the way nice. So we're going to go ahead and set that down. We're going to do the other side. And again, just let go. You are protected. If anybody messes with you, you also have hunter energy, which is like the opposite of that. So nothing to really enforce, but just go with the flow. Because at the end of the day, you have these energies working for you. So you don't want to counteract and have them work against you. Go down, get a little bit of balance in. Then we're going to go ahead, just lift our toes up, do a quick little balance. Once you realize that you're protected and your hunting abilities are all the way gone, we're going to go ahead, we're going to go into a warrior 3, which is put one leg down, bring the other leg back, spread out the arms. And notice with me, there's sometimes an environment. So today, I only get to stretch out one. And this one, I like to think about as there's the bottom chakra, the bottom of your spinal cord. This one right here deals with fear. So as you're in these poses, just know and look through all your fears. Be brave. Because at the end of the day, fear is presented to give you power. So if you utilize that fear, that energy, you can become power. We're going to go back down. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. And this time I'm going to still have to raise the other arm, so it makes it a little bit more difficult. You know, I can even try to do like a half moon on this side. Yeah, just make it yourself. You know, I do it just because, you know, even though I just almost fell, you know, it's almost like overcoming my fears, because regardless of this, I'm going to be brave. At the end of the day, I'm going to get through this. I'm going to learn. I'm going to have lessons. And I will grow. So just remember, always, whenever facing a fear, to be brave. Then next, what I want to do is we're going to go to the top of the mat. We're going to extend our arms and breathe in. Yeah, just realize, be brave. Go down. We're going to put our arms out. We're going to go ahead, go down halfway. Toes or knees, go up, upward dog. Into a downward dog. And we're going to breathe. And we're going to walk the hands back. Forward fold. Go down to your knees. And we're going to go ahead. We're going to enter in a child's pose. And just breathe. Depending on how many fears you had, this is a good time to, now that you will be brave and you've conquered your fears, it's time to let it go. You know what I mean? And realize, you know, that in your second chakra above that one, it said the first one fear I call Shango, the second one, this is what I call Umaya. But in essence, like the last one is fear and power, this one is more love and forgiveness. So, just forgive yourself, you know. All the things you've done bad, just let it go. Forgive yourself. And just let it all ride. And once you let your fears go and you forgive yourself, we're going to actually go ahead, we're going to flip over onto our stomach. And as we do, just a couple of little crunches and a couple of stomach exercises, we want to move up to your solar plexus, your center chakra. This one talking about, you know, knowing. And seeming, we're talking about be yourself. For this one, you want to know who you are. By doing that, a lot of times, we get away from it by blaming ourselves for this, blaming ourselves for that. But in essence, we are who we are. And you know who you are. There's a balance with everything. So let's go ahead. With all that said, let's go ahead and do some crunches. Keep your arms above and just let it fly, let it go. Knowing who you are. as you're doing these crunches, let go of the blame. You know, you don't need it. You know who you are. You know thyself. And if not, that's why you're watching this. So you just might as well let go of the blame either way, because it's just holding you back. Because once you can address that, you know who you are. And even better, you know what you want to be. So you can make goals and plans. As you're getting your stomach workout on, you know. Because ain't nothing better than having a nice, you know, cool little six-pack. You know? You know what I mean? Some people, maybe not that important to them, you know, but I know knowing myself, yeah, nice little six-pack would be nice. So then we're going to go ahead, go ahead to some leg lifts. That way we're working out all of the core essential spots. Make sure to breathe. Then we're gonna do a couple of little hip raises. Keep your arm up. Work the obliques. Don't blame yourself, you know? If you can't do it or whatever it may be, whatever the case is, you are where you're at. But knowing that allows you to grow now, allows you to see, allows you to be. You know, like I'm not even really doing that many, just doing a little, maybe you can say something you can do every day in the morning, you know, get your blood pumping, get everything going. All right, then once we do that, you know, we got the blame out of the way. Let's go ahead. We're gonna go ahead, go into the push-up position. Then we're gonna flow. We're going halfway down. Breathe in, breathe out. Upward dog. Breathe in, downward dog. Pedal, breathe out. Try to bring your belly to the thigh, most as possible, extending your arms. Relax the shoulders, the neck. Just let it all go. Then walk your way up to the top of the mat. Then we're gonna move up to your forward fold. Bend your knees, belly to thigh. Then we're gonna just kind of just get this nice little stretch in. Let's go to your heart chakra and talk about loss. Because a lot of times when you lose something, it's either for the greater of your good, or maybe blocking it because there's something else better coming. Or last but not least, gaining knowledge to not make the same mistake again, so that you don't have that loss. But always, through loss, I like to think of it, this is like the center one, I think I forgot to talk, is, I like to call it the solar plexus, but I call it Oshun. This next one is Ogun, but this is really the energy of, like that one is knowing. This is the energy of strategy. And loss, as well as divine timing. This is the energy that, you know, determines a lot of times if you're waiting for a manifestation, it's that heart chakra, because it's all strategy, which means divine timing. And you lose and gain things as a way of strategizing, so that you become a better you and understand who you are. So then after we go to the forward fold, we're going to go ahead. We're going to rise up. We're going to come to the center of the mat. We're just going to let go of all the loss. And knowing sometimes either I'm going to gain something, regardless, whether it be knowledge, something better, or even a way of blocking something that was not good for me. You know, and just accept it, let the energy go, and move on. Because it's either one of those three. Because in the heart chakra, Ogun, this is how the energy works. This is part of you. So then we're going to go ahead. We're going to put our leg back at an angle, bend it. Go ahead. We're going to go into a warrior one. Right leg up front. Extend your neck in this one because we're going to go to that throat chakra. And this one is really about lies and truth. And really we tell lies to deny our truth. And lies happen around you and you learn them so that you may find the truth. Truth is kind of like light. This one is Obatala, which, if you want to learn a little something about me, it's my higher self. So, which is why I say I am the go for truth, and why also lies are what they are to me. Because this is my energy, the energy of truth, the energy of love, the energy of light. So you want to just let go of all those lies. Think of all the lies you told yourself and all the lies someone, that maybe you don't even know if they are. Just let them go if they feel like a lie. Because at the end, the truth will always come to the light. Because after all, the truth is the light. And we're going to go turn around. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. Leg it straight, bend. Come up on this side. Extend the neck. Think about all the lies you've been telling yourself. Just let them go. Let them flow. Let them go. Breathe them in. Just think in your mind. Breathe in. Let it out so that only truth may feel. Only truth. Only truth. Only truth. We're going to go back around. Forward fold a little bit. Get a stretch out. Come back up. And we're going to bring our legs together. And after you've let go of all the lies you told yourself, and you accepted the truth, now you can go on to the next one, which we're going to go ahead. This one's your third eye chakra. I like to call it a Romula, but it's the energy of wisdom and illusions. So we're going to go ahead, bring your leg back, go like this. So there's a 90-degree angle with that. And you're going to extend your arms with this one. Make sure your hips are pointed in the right direction. Legs is going. Sternum up tall. Arms nice and stretched. Loose on the shoulders. Now flex every muscle in your body. And look forward. Flex every intense muscle, actually. Let's take that back. Flex all the ones in your legs. In your lower stomach, let go, but flex the ones up top. Let go of your shoulders, but flex your arms. And let go of the neck. So it's like a balance between it all. And with this one, we're going to go ahead, we're going to talk about illusions. And illusions happen so that you may see what's real, you may gain wisdom. So any illusions you've been creating, just let them go. Just think of all the illusions. Now we're going to straighten this leg out, turn around. We're going to do the same thing on this side. Just let the illusions go so that you may gain wisdom on what's real. And we're going to straighten out. Keep our legs spread. Hands to heart, rest shoulders. Just realize, let go of all the illusions. Understand what's real. Because there's a lot of illusions we create because there's imagination and there's reality and then there's creation. So in between all of that is creation because there's imagination, reality. We use our imagination to create a reality we want. So don't get consumed in your imagination, believing it's real. Understand there's a balance between it all. And let go of those illusions. Because if it's something you really want, it'll come back and it'll come through. So just let it go, You don't need illusions. You don't need imagination. Not in reality. Don't let go of your imagination. Still believe. Still work. Because without imagination, you can't create. So in essence, you really want to have a balance between them both. So that you still are using your imagination to create, but you also don't get consumed up in your imagination so that you're no longer creating. Because what happens is when you imagine and you hold on to it, you end up holding on to that energy. It doesn't allow it to flow into the universe. A lot of times that's why it's hard to get something or manifest or whatever get something that you want into reality because we always hold on to the idea of it. It's like the law of attraction. But in essence, if you create it in your mind and you believe it and then you let it flow and let it go, and just still kind of don't attach to the outcome, but still believe, then you can actually go ahead and receive because you're letting, it's like your hand, you're holding it in. Now that you let it go, it allows the energy to flow into you. It's like a constant cycle of creation through imagination. You let it go, let it flow. Believe. You know what I mean? Believe, and then it comes back. And then just keep going, and it's a flow. You do that with anything, money, love, whatever. A lot of times we always like to hold on, because you want that so much that you're willing to give everything for it. But you have to let it go, because if you really want it, you have to just let it flow. Not necessarily like let it go. Because a lot of times when people hear that, it's like, oh, I got to get rid of it. No. You still want to believe, but get on with your life. You know what I mean? Don't hold on to that energy. Be in every moment of your life and just, believe. So if you're cooking, cook. You know what I mean? If you're out there doing things, do that. Don't worry about that, because when you start holding on to it and you start worrying about it, it's almost giving a message like you don't believe it. But we'll talk about that a little bit later, because that's manifestation. You know what I mean? But a lot of times it has to deal with, that's why it's third eye, because it's seen, knowing. So these are definitely things, or Romula, or the energy of illusion or wisdom would teach you, So when you let go of illusions, you understand that you're letting go of that energy. And maybe it might manifest into your existence. You know what I mean? If you can believe. You know what I mean? If not, then it's just a loss, something you'll gain something out of it, regardless. Because nothing happens for any reason. In everything you do, there's always going to be a karmic payback. Good or bad. So then we're going to go ahead and extend the leg out like this. Extend both legs. Keep our arms down. We're going to reach down. We're going to go ahead. We're going to go into, reach your arms up into a nice little triangle pose. And with this one, what we're going to do is we're just going to think about all the things that we talked about, letting go of all the stuff, all the fears, illusions. Realize that you are who you are. You're a bad motherfucker. You know, you're a bad person. Excuse my language. We're gonna go around. Do the same thing on the other side. Triangle pose. You know, realize that you are who you are. Just gonna let it all go. Let go of all the attachments. Because if it's something you want, you know, you'll get it. Because this right here is actually the chakra on top, one of the last ones, honestly, which is Oya. You know, for me, what a lot of people call that your crown chakra. To me, that's like the connection between the living and the dead. So let go of your attachments. You know, just let them go, because if they're important, they'll come back. Then let them go again. And they'll come back. And then eventually, if it's something you really want, it'll manifest itself into reality. So then that way, there's no illusion. Just realness and love. And creation. And imagination. No illusions. Now that we did the triangle pose, I don't even know if I did it that well on that side, honestly. We're going to do it again. Then what we're going to do next is we're going to go ahead. We're going to do one last push-up. Crocodile. Upward dog. Downward dog. This is going to be the last one of the day. And then I wanted to talk about not all your chakras, because there's a couple I didn't realize. Like, there's one on your hand, it's door opening. On your other hand, it's for healing. And there's the power of matter, earth. And then there's water, you know, non-water. And then there's air and no air, energies that are all above you and a part of you. As well as this next one, which is, as we go into Shavasana, this one's actually going to be the chakra people don't talk about. It's full of so many energies, because it's the one above that, the one that's above your crown chakra, your top chakra. This connects you to all your ancestors and everything living and dead that ever existed that's not those energies. So that would be, you know, your dog, you, me. This is the chakra a lot of times people use that say they, you know, when they communicate to the dead. Because they've opened that chakra and now they can talk to the spiritual energies. Because it's all, the universal language is emotion. And that's why if you want something, it's better to use emotions, because it lets things and everything know, you know, what you truly mean. Because regardless of the language or whatever it may be, emotions is universal, spiritual, people, everything. So then we're just gonna give thanks to, you know, everyone before us. Because they're all our ancestors. They're all part of us. Give thanks to everyone that's alive and everything that is, because in essence, these are all you. So we're all one. Just breathe. Let it go, you know, let it flow. Now, once you've done good enough, get a good stretch, like as if you're getting out of bed. Turn to your side. Lift yourself up with one arm and go into your seated position. Or I like to use actually hero's pose, because this one's good for me. I don't know, for my knees and everything. So everybody, this is yoga for being yourself. I just wanted to go ahead and do this. Something you can do every morning, whatever it may be. Something if you're at a bad time, no matter what it is. To really, if you're feeling like you don't know yourself or you need to get back into it and know yourself, go ahead and do this one. So I'm going to go ahead and do my tradition, which is I always end things with a clap. And the reason I do that is because after all the energy we've done, this is going to release everything. So I always end it with a clap. And it's done. Love you guys. And I can't wait to see you to the next yoga series.